Good evening. My name is Dan Dumas, and this is the Clarity Channel. It is June 22nd, and it's my privilege to challenge you at the top of this week. First, I want to begin by saying thank you for following Clarity Channel and listening to our 5 by 5 devotions each night, Monday to Friday. We are extremely grateful for your attentiveness and your desire to apply the scriptures and these practical principles to your life and to your family. Tonight, I want to challenge us regarding the topic of transitions. A lot of people don't talk about transitions, but because I've been on the planet for almost 55 years and I hold the oldest place or the oldest person on the Clarity team, I thought I'd pass on a little bit of wisdom regarding transitions. Transitions are extremely important. We can blow our transitions, or when we can be marvelously successful at our transitions. The first transition I want to talk to you about is the transition from the marketplace to home, or from your job home. It's challenging, especially for you men, to be good at transitions. You need to think through your transitions. You need to be highly intentional with your transitions. Some of you have quite a commute, and you can decompress and transition effectively during that commute from your job to the home. Others, you live relatively close to your home, and so those transitions are a little bit more challenging. Let me encourage you to think through your unique transition. For example, when I would leave the office, I would transition home and had a short drive. So I needed some time to decompress. So after playing a light game of dodging my sons and tackle to try to get to Jane to give her a kiss, and they're trying to block me, some kind of fun thing like that, then I would retire to the master bedroom where I'd grab a hot shower, sit down for 20 minutes or so, eat some white cheddar Cheez-Its or something like that, something light, kind of a little appetizer before the meal. And what I would do in that time is just transition from work to home. A lot of times when we come home, it's been crazy. The kids have been crazy. There's chaos. Things are everywhere. Dinner's in motion. And you kind of come into chaos. And at work, maybe there's a lot of order, but at home, you come back to chaos. And you have the temptation to kind of blow up at that and to point out all of the flaws after a busy day. Nothing distracts and discourages your spouse more than for you to point out all the things that are not done rather than to see all the things she did do. So let's think through our transitions. What would be a healthy transition for you from the marketplace home? Is it a hot shower? Is it a box of Cheez-Its? Is it the nightly news? Is it a podcast or blog? Something on Audible? You're working through a book? Let me encourage you to think through your transitions so you don't blow it, so you don't mess them up. The second transition I want to think through with you is from vacation to home. From vacation to home. I know this is a struggle in my own home. People, my boys in particular, struggle with this because when they get home, they just want to go up to their rooms and collapse. And look, there's a lot to be done, right? The truck needs to be unloaded. The bags need to be unpacked. And then you can unwind. So teaching your boys and sons and daughters how to transition is important. It's a team effort. We all unload the truck. We all unpack our bags and put our things away. And then we unwind. After a long drive, this just happened to us recently from the beach home, a 9-hour drive. Everybody just disappears. And I'm standing there looking at my truck going, well, who's going to unload this baby? I think it's important to teach our young people, our children, how to transition and how they are to participate in that transition. It makes things go smoother. And so you have a regimen or a routine when you transition from vacation home. Third and final transition I want us to think about. When we go back to school, the transition from school to home for our kids is a significant transition. My wife Jane does a fantastic job, always getting the boys a drink and a snack. Why? Because they're starving after a day of school and intense mental energy being deployed. they they need a little bit of a break, right? And so we have thought through those transitions. We pick them up, usually a cold drink or a snack or a favorite, something that they would enjoy. Just like when you uh, leave church, you know how starving you are after you put mental energy in and you've engaged in worship. There's something about Sunday afternoons. I am like starved, like ravenous. Well, that's the way they are. And I think we need to be understanding as parents about their transitions as well. And so I want to encourage you to think through that transition, maybe a snack, then give them some downtime. You don't need to go right into homework. If you're going to let them enjoy some technology and some digital platforms, do it then rather than doing it at the end of the evening where that blue screen lights them up and gives them unhealthy energy. So let them transition. Let them go to their room. Let them have some me time. It's okay. Let them have a little bit of tech. And then you pick a time. Say, all right, at 5 o'clock, we're going to transition to doing our homework, and get it done early so we're not using the worst part of the day to try to do the heaviest lifting of the day, right? We do our pain first. So this is Dan Dumas. This is my encouragement and slight sage wisdom from a 55-year-old guy who's been making transitions for a lot of years and has learned to be intentional with his transitions rather than leaving them to chance, having blow-ups, everybody getting frustrated, nobody knows their role. Let's fix that. Let's fix that this week. This is June 22nd, the week of June 22nd. Let's fix that, and let's think through our transitions together. Again, my name is Dan Dumas, and this is the Clarity Channel.